Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman Adventures with Rhiannon with Stardew Valley 1.5 Retired Slow Play, part number 73. We are in the 5th day of summer in year number 3. And we're going to start off here saying good morning to our husband. And also, if I see the baby standing around, we all say hi to the baby. Oh my gosh, we had a storm last night or yesterday during gameplay. And look at all these batteries. And that is wonderful. Each battery represents 6. So we've got 6 lightning rods, and all 6 of them got hit by lightning. And that's 6 batteries, which we desperately needed. So our battery supply is low, and we're working on it. So I want to welcome you to my video. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I've been doing so far. What I'll be doing is at the end of the video, or near the end of the video, I will be giving a verbal word of the day, and I would like for you to use that word in a sentence in the comments. So you got to listen for it, because I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'm not going to put it in the description. It's going to be a verbal thing. And I just want to see how many people are watching my videos to the end, because that's important to me. And I'm just trying to want to have some fun. I want to do something fun. So that's what we're going to do. Be listening for that later in the video. Also, I want to mention that I'm trying very hard to get my videos shorter. In the past, I was doing like 90-minute videos, which I think was too long. A lot of people don't have time to listen to a 90-minute video, so I'm trying to keep it between 45 and 60 minutes as much as possible. Occasionally, there's going to be one that runs over for a particular reason, various reasons, but I'm really trying to keep that down. And I also do put chapter markings in, so if there's something that you want to see or you don't want to see, you can skip around a little bit, but of course I hope that you will stick around and watch the entire video. So here in the mornings, we always start off with our morning chores, and that starts with coming to see all of our animals. We give them all loves, holding right mouse button down and running around, clicking on all of them or touching all of them. Doing that way makes it pretty quick. We gather our goat milk and regular milk and grab our cheeses from the cheese press from the day before, and we're going to run around, pick up all the goodies that we got in our chicken coop. And this time we did get a piece of wool. Sometimes we get rabbit's feet, and today we got a dinosaur egg. How exciting is that? So that's awesome. Grab some more, so 3 eggs. We do have 3 mayonnaise machines, and pop those in there. I don't see the need to have any more than that. I'm barely keeping up with that demand as far as running low and running out of eggs, so I don't want to do any more than that. Our beautiful greenhouse. Look at all of these things growing in here. Love, love, love the greenhouse. That was a huge accomplishment to get that done. And our field is growing rather nicely, as you can see. All around the edges, we have got I think there's tomato plants. I think there's some blueberry plants on there. Part of our morning chores is to run into the basement and look. Oh my gosh, we're waiting on the one on the end to finish, and then we'll take all of those out. So I'm really excited about that. I'm trying to get each row to be one thing. So like one row would be wines, 1 or 2 rows would be cheeses. And what those are doing is aging. And as they age, and I'm finally remembering to water this daggone coffee plant. My gosh. We're aging those things. And when you age them, the price difference is pretty astronomical. So it's going to be making a lot more money to age our wines and cheeses. Now, eventually, we're going to be getting a whole lot of crystal fruit and, ancient fruit. And the ancient fruit is going to be a huge money maker for us. And so we'll be filling the cellar with the ancient fruits to ancient fruit wine. But we just don't have enough yet. It'll come. It's coming very soon, actually. So, again, part of our new chores is to check the... we've got this recycling machine down here, and when we're pulling stuff out of the pond from the crab pots, a lot of it is trash. We're going to put the trash in the recycling bin and make some goodies. We've got fiber growing on the right over there. On the left is our oak trees for oak resin. And look, our fishies gave us some roe. That's fantastic. And now we have 6 rainbow trout, so that's fantastic. And it's going to be very exciting as we get more in there, because then they start giving you some really cool goodies. And I'm going to once again marvel at our beautiful giant cauliflower. If you didn't see the couple previous episodes that I had going on, the giant cauliflower is a rare crop that happens when you put 9 plants of certain plants, can only be certain ones, there's only 3 different ones together. There's one in each season. You put them all together, there is a chance, and I don't know what that chance is, that it will create a giant crop like that. I'm using them for decoration. I'm not ever going to bust that cauliflower. And in my other previous long play that I have that has 11 years on it, I tried for cauliflower. I don't know how many years. I never got cauliflower. So I was beyond excited when I saw that. My ultimate goal is to have cauliflower on one side and a melon on the right. So we're going to be hoping for melons on that right side. If it doesn't, I may go ahead and try for the pumpkins, but I really don't want pumpkins. I'll leave the pumpkin until melon season the next year. So anyway, that's a decorative item, and I just love the way it looks. I saw that. I didn't come up with it on my own. I saw that, and I thought, wow, that looks pretty cool. And so I'm going to do that myself. Again, my whole farm layout that I have came from looking at all of the beautiful farm layouts that people post on the forums. There is a link in my description to the forums, and I went to the place where people could, I think it's called Farm Showcase or something like that. I went to that and looked through all of them, and any of them that had the standard farm, which is what I have. By the way, I needed to come up here and get a few seeds. We don't need a lot. We're doing okay with what we have, but I remembered that we needed some flowers to be growing in the around the honey houses, and I didn't have any of those flowers. Oh, it's Caroline. I want to start to become friends with Caroline. Oh, please, like a sweet pea. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much. I was so worried I'd give her something she didn't like. I want to become friends with Caroline, and I'm going to be working on that relationship, and there's reasons for it. So you can see that our relationship is not very high because she's kind of down on the list. Oh my goodness, so many things. So I forgot to, I don't have the plants that I needed to grow flower in between the bee houses, I guess they call them. So I decided to come get a couple of seeds for that. Eventually, then when I pull those up at the end of the season, I can put those in the seed maker, and then from then on I don't have to buy the flower seeds. And we're right here by that movie theater. Someday we're going to have to check that out. I guess you can buy tickets and go see movies, and you can have people go with you. I think it's pretty fun. I think, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever did it, actually. And Clint's not in today. And look at this. I had 11 geodes for him to pop. Oh, my gosh. Oh, well, that's okay. We have a lot to do. We're going to come back down here. I'm going to get these poppy seeds. I think they're poppy seeds. I don't know. I can't remember already. For my new viewers and subscribers, I do have a little bit of short-term memory loss. It's not a huge deal, but occasionally it makes me forget that I've told you something, or that I meant to tell you something. And so that's why occasionally I do repeat myself. And it's not a big deal. It's just there, and it happens sometimes, so no worries. You can just ignore me, ignore my ramblings, and just kind of watch what I'm doing. So I do see that, yes, I did not plant these, so I'm glad I saw that when I had come down here. I was like, oh yeah, it does make sense to come in and look at, you kind of look around and say, what have I got going on? Yes, put that speed deluxe grow, the deluxe speed grow there, so things will grow faster. So things are coming along really well. I'm really happy with how the farm layout is looking. You can see I've got torches placed around. Eventually we'll have better lighting sources and be able to be able to see better at night, although I don't like being out and about at night. Doesn't really, doesn't help me. So anyway, I try to play during the day as much as I can. There are a few times when I have to be out after dark. This game, not as much as some others. And so, it's like, what did I just do here? This game is not as much as some other ones that you have to play at night. I think there's maybe a couple of fish that you need or something, but I'm not really sure. So we got 3 more iridium sprinklers just now. Thank you for that wonderful thunderstorm. And what I'm trying to do is make sure these crops down here are watered. And I knew that they would be lacking water, and I knew I would need to put those sprinklers there. So that takes care of that. And the rest of them look pretty good. Looks like I got a little one on the corner there. I'm not sure. So anyway, I can't really see. I've got some trees in the way. Those trees have got to go. So anyway, I really need to change out this sprinkler here. I always forget which one it is, which tool knocks it out. I want to get rid of it. And then it gave me the cobblestone path. We're going to put the cobblestone path back and put an iridium sprinkler there. So that hopefully will take care of all of the plants that are right there above it. Again, that's my decorative area. It's decorative, and it's also my bee houses where I do grow 12 at a time of my honey. And if you put a flower, just in case you haven't watched this before, if you put a flower there and it grows and matures, then your honey is worth more. So that's awesome. And it looks like I had a plant die there, and I don't know why that happened. It looks like it was getting water. You can see what's not getting watered, obviously, but that had gotten water. I'm not sure why it died. Just while I'm sitting here looking at it, going, "Why did you die? What happened to you?" And I can't figure it out. If the crows get it, then generally they take off with it. So I don't understand what happened to it. And I know I've got a couple places there that I've missed. So hopefully when we get all of these are going to be melons, and when they pop on us, then we can put them through the seed makers and come back and replant hopefully the whole field. That's my hope, my goal. So we'll see how that goes. If you are a first-time viewer, then hopefully you paid attention to the title of my video, and it had 2 words in it that is important for you to note, and that is retired slow, and the rest of it is gameplay. So I'm very big on retired slow gameplays. I don't play like everyone else, and that's one reason why I'm doing these videos, and I've had people comment about that they enjoy a more relaxed slow play, and they had never thought of doing things a certain however way I did it, however they describe it. So that makes me really feel like I'm doing something that other people find interesting, because I had never seen anybody play in a relaxed, slow way. And when I've watched, and I do watch quite a few streams and videos of games that I either am playing or thinking about playing, and they blow me away with how fast they're playing. And I've watched a live stream of another game that I'm currently playing and uploading, which is Kenseed, and I've just been kind of going, wow. I mean, in less than 100 hours, this person has powered through most of the game content. And I realize a lot of people find that fun. I realize a lot of people find that challenging. I don't find it either one. I find that as I've gotten older in my life, I've kind of slowed down and I enjoy things more. I enjoy my time more because I can. And I'm not, I was always very busy. I, had a family, and a big family, and a full-time job and the whole shebang. I was very busy all the time. And that was okay. I was glad that I was very busy all the time. And at this point in my life, I'd rather not busy all the time. I'd rather do other things and do it a different way. So that's why I've always played my games a little bit slower than most people, meaning I'm not power gaming them, but I'm really not power gaming now. Plus, I'm videoing these for my subscribers, and I'm not power throughing it. Now, sometimes I don't play as efficient as I could. So I know a lot of people would have $1 million or $1 million gold, I guess the currency is, in the bank right now. Well, I don't. I've got 245,000 in the bank right now, and I'm okay with that. It's more than enough to do what I need to do right now. Eventually, that's going to start going up rather quickly, and we will be able to buy some very expensive items because the money will be there. But it'll get there when it gets there. And there's something that I was talking on it was a Discord channel for the other game that I'm playing, Kenseed, and someone was talking about that. One of the game mechanics has to do with families, and you basically hand over your legacy to your children and you actually die in the game and you take the your child takes the place of you, or you take the place of your child, however, which way you want to look at it. And most people that have been playing that game, which has only been out 4 months or so, they are like power throughing all of the game content on their first character. And someone was asking about that, how long it takes. I said, well, as far as I know, it takes 50 years, 50 game years until you are ready to pass on to your heirs. But I don't care. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that it takes that long. So I'm okay with how long it's taking us to play this game. So I'm as efficient as I care to be. There's certain things that I'm very particular about, and then there's other things I'm like very relaxed about. This, by the way, this whole area here to the left of the oak trees, I still haven't decided what to do with it. In the previous long play that I had, I grew grass basically for the hay for my silos, because I think I ended up 4 silos. But I just don't know if that's what I want to do this time. I'm just not sure. So I'm thinking about it. Again, I'm no rush or anything. I'm kind of slowly cleaning that area out. So if I do decide what to do and want to go ahead and hop on it, I can. I have been saving some of the tree seeds. I've got a pretty good stock of them. But because I'm going to be growing trees in specific areas around the farm, mostly for decorative purposes, because they look really awesome. And to me, the farm looks really cool when you look at it as a whole. Wow, I haven't been in the back cave for a while. When you look at that as a whole, I like to see trees growing. I love trees. I live where there's trees. I used to live where there weren't any trees, and I hated it because there weren't any trees. So trees are important to me, and I love it that we now have 4 different kinds of trees that we can grow. And that was a bat cave, by the way. And if you haven't watched any previous episodes, I think I put the wrong thing in the wrong place. You get Demetrius comes by early on in the game and asks you, can he set up a bat cave or a mushroom cave on your farm, and you get to choose which one. And I chose the bat cave for the fruit because there are some fruits that I needed to complete the community center, and the bat cave helped me do that sooner than I might have otherwise. And so that's why I have special fruits in there. Those fruits that I'm pulling out of there are late game for the most part, because the fruit trees are expensive and it's going to take a while until we have all of them. Now we will, and I'll put them in the greenhouse. I love how it looks in there. They grow year round. Otherwise, if you put them on the farm there, on the outside, then they go dormant, and I don't want them to do that. So we have completed the 5th day of summer and got 3,400. So we're not, totally focusing on money yet, but it'll come. 3,400 is not bad. In the beginning, that was a ton of money, right? So now we're on the 6th day of summer in year number 3. And it says weeds are causing damage on your farm. Oh, good morning, Harvey Jr. I missed you yesterday. And it must be raining because the kitty's inside. Good morning. I don't mind the rain. Me either. So I love rain. I love rain in real life, and I love rain in games in general. So all the plants that weren't getting watered, they totally are now. So it looks like we've got a few plants missing, but I'm thinking that we might wait until they get harvested before we replant them. We're going to grab that iridium ore. We got 5. That's awesome. You can get, I don't know what the lowest is. I think the highest is 8. So I was like, yes, we will put that in there immediately. We never know when we're going to need more sprinklers. I think we need 1 more, but that's okay. We'll get there. So we're going to run over and say good morning to our animals, and really grateful that it's raining. Hopefully it's a thunderstorm. We'll get more batteries. Yay! And we are going to, Poppy has no milk. Goats give milk every other day. Cow give milk every day. If we can get in the right direction to milk the cow. Thank you, Clara. And then we, of course, love on our other goat. I still don't have any new baby goats, but hopefully soon, I shouldn't say soon, hopefully eventually we will have a barn full of goats. That's my goal. That goat cheese we just pulled out of there, oh my goodness, the value of that, when you start cranking those through your cellar and age them, is just amazing. And it comes pretty quickly too. A lot faster than the wines. We'll do wines, but I like also to have the goat cheese. pumping through there too. We make money pretty fast. And so we run over here. I think we got everything picked up and got everybody loved on. And man, did we got 3 dinosaur eggs today. Awesome. And a duck egg. We get a duck egg every other day. We get dinosaur eggs every 7 days from each one of them. And then we get our chickens are every day, which is why I'm kind of hanging on to 2 chickens so that we have plenty of eggs to put into our mayonnaise machine. Everything's growing beautifully in the greenhouse, and I can't wait till things pop there. And I'm looking around going, man, this stuff looks so good. I love my Junimo huts. Love them. So I'm going to run down to the cellar real quick and see how that bottom row was doing. No, not ready yet. Oh my gosh. The top row was completely ready. Now I'm counting them. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, that's good money. So I had counted how many we have. I'm going to eventually put more casks in here. You can craft them and put them in. And I got to do this carefully, otherwise yep, I accidentally pulled those one. I did not mean to do that. And I'm putting cheeses in the wrong place. This is really hard to do to this small area here, and I'm not doing a very good job. So eventually we're going to fill this place up with casks because this is going to be our huge money maker on the farm. And I've talked about in previous episodes about revenue streams, and this is a real life business term. And what it has to do with is, I missed another one, really. What it has to do with is when you have a business, oftentimes it is wise to have multiple revenue streams. And this means that you have different places that your money comes from. So one revenue stream might make a whole lot of money. Other revenue streams, make less money, but you're diversifying that way you're making money. And that's how I like to do it in Stardew Valley because I don't want to get bored. I like the variety. And it's really interesting. On the forums, I saw somebody was saying that they only grew ancient fruits everywhere, in their greenhouse, on their farms, and they were bored. And I thought, well, the answer to that is simple. Don't grow just ancient fruit just because it's the most lucrative crop. Grow something else. It didn't make sense to me. But that's the answer to the question. If you're growing, planting different types of fruit, and you have these different revenue streams, like I've got eventually I'll have some trees with the other kinds of sap in it that I don't need, other kinds of, maple syrup and whatever. That's a revenue stream. The processed fruits and vegetables that I'm growing is a revenue stream. The honey is a revenue stream. The roe that I have from the fish that I'm choosing to have right now is a revenue stream. All the processed goods from my animals, the mayonnaise and stuff, right there's the honey, that's a revenue stream. So I like all that. It adds variety. My farm doesn't look boring because it has one kind of plant in it. So that's just the way I play. That makes sense to me. And it is a role-playing game. So, and I guess in real life, if there was a farmer, there are many farms that all they grow is one plant. But I want to have fun on my farm, so I'm not going to grow just one plant. Generally, after we get past this first couple of seasons, I'll stick with one main crop, and it be the one that makes the most money each season. And then around the perimeter of my planting area is what I call my secondary crop. And generally, this is going to be the crop that gives me multiple harvests. So in this case, I think I've got tomatoes and blueberries, I think, growing. Those are 2 crops that will give me multiple harvests. So they'll just stay there and grow all season long. And then in the middle is my main crop, which this season is melon. So when those melons are done, I'll run the melons through the seed maker, and we'll get more seeds and plant more melons until we can't plant any more melons. And when that happens, if I have a few days left in the season, not enough to grow the melons though, then what I'll do is go ahead and plant other things. So there's all kinds of crops I can grow, but I want to make sure that I have a few of all of them. I don't need a ton, but a few. And those can be used for all kinds of things. You might get them as quest items. You might need them for a cooking challenge or something. For you, my new viewers, my whole plan here, my ultimate plan, is to have 100% completion of the game. And what that means, and eventually, and hopefully soon, we're going to be in a place where we can see how much percentage of the game that we have achieved. So, boy, this is really bad over here, isn't it? It's like, oh my goodness, I need to clean this up. So on my 11-year playthrough, I'm at like 86% complete, something like that. But at the same time, I mean, while I've played plenty long enough, plenty game years enough to have completed it, I didn't know that I hadn't played certain things that would require completion. So we're going to work on all that, and we will get there. So that's what this playthrough, my ultimate goal is to complete it. You can see, by the way, these red looking trees, those are called mushroom trees. And when they first started having mushroom trees in the game, you had to have them the way that I've gotten them, which is I have this little forest on my farm here, and you had a chance for some of the trees to turn into mushroom trees. And the only way that you could, let's say if I want my mushroom trees to be in a certain place, the only way to make that happen was to clear the area around the base of the mushroom tree so that it would drop a seed, and then that seed would turn into another. You can see those little baby mushroom trees, which I think are so cute. So that was the only way you could, so that's how you can move your mushroom trees along. Let it grow to the left, chop the next one down, let it grow, the next one grow, and that's how you can move your trees around. And on the 11-year farm, that's exactly what I did. So I didn't, there was no other way to get mushroom trees. Well, now there is a way to get mushroom trees, and we haven't seen it yet. But what that means is I don't have a problem chopping down those trees if and when I figure out what I want to do with that area down there. So we will get to that, and it'll be interesting. I've got a couple ideas. It may or may not look like the one that you can look at on my reviews of games. I did a review of Stardew Valley and have a screenshot of that 11-year farm. Plus, I have shown it in multiple videos. About every other video, every second, maybe third video, I go through and do screenshots of where the farm is or where the farm was on the day one when we got dropped off by the bus, where it's at on the day that I take the screenshot, and then I show the 11-year farm. That kind of gives you an idea of where I think that we're going with it, and more or less it'll be close anyway. And this is my interpretation of what my farm should look like. Nobody has to do it this way. I don't see any that are exactly like this, but anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm looking and I'm trying to decide what if I want to replant these areas where I've lost some seeds. Either I didn't plant them or scarecrows got them, and I'm not sure which. So I was just kind of looking and seeing and trying to make some plans here. And it's like, okay, I have enough there. When it's raining, it's hard to tell if you're getting everything watered that you need to have watered. It's like, okay. I'm just looking around. I love looking around the farm. I love trying to see if I can improve it, see what I'm missing. Again, I can see I've got quite a few melons that are missing, and I don't think they've got an extra seed. When I dug something up, I got a mixed seed. A mixed seed is actually a resource. I know the first season we were struggling so much to get money. We actually had to use them, plant them, but after that I started saving them because I knew they were a resource that we needed for making stuff. Fiber's looking really good. We're growing fiber. We need a lot of fiber. Okay, good. Our recycling machine made us some more torches. We've got a lot of torches. Eventually we don't need them, but for now we actually do, to be able to see a little bit better. And so I'm looking down here trying to think, okay, where should I put them? Where can I put them? I also noticed that it looks like a crow got one of our fiber. I don't worry about the fiber so much because there's so much of it. So if a crow happens to get one, it's not a huge deal. But But you know, I definitely don't want it to get the crops here in the middle. I want to make sure I have plenty of scarecrows. I will be putting more scarecrows through here. I love putting my rare ones down there. This is an area down below. I was looking at my 11-year farm and what I had done with this area right here. This is just a little pond. If you fish in it, all you're going to get is junk. Basically, you never fish anything out of it unless you're panning for the ores sometimes that shows up. Then it's a useful pond, and the other one is the same way. But to me, they're decorative. Other than filling your watering can, they don't really have much of a use. So what I'm doing here is kind of working on the decorative area down there, and put that's redwood fence that I'm using along the bottom there. And I really like decorating this area down below. I think it really looks pretty. And again, I had seen it on somebody had posted it on the, I should have kept those just in case. I had seen it on the showcase forums, the showcase farm showcase forum. And I had seen a couple ideas that I really liked, and I kind of borrowed them and went ahead and did it on my own farm. So there's no purpose for this fence other than decoration, because I'm not keeping anything in, I'm not keeping anything out. I just like the way it looks. And I was thinking, do I need one more? I can't really tell. And there we go. So we're gonna really do some interesting things here. The area between those two decorative flowers right there really only gets used in the spring when I can plant the rice shoots along the water there, which look really cool. But the rest of the year, there's not too much. I mean, I could plant something here if I wanted to, but I don't want to have anything that I have to worry about watering or harvesting or anything else. So that's why those rice shoots are kind of cool to have right along there. And so what I'm going to do is get a few seeds. Remember, I've talked about saving some of these seeds. And I'm going to plant some trees along that decorative area, that bottom pond down there. And it's like, how about a torch here? When it gets dark, I can really finally see what it is where I need more torches and things. The other thing that I wanted to grab really quick is the tree fertilizer. And the only reason for it is it makes your trees grow faster, but it's very cool that it does that. So whenever, I think I used it when I planted the oak trees, but I'm not 100% sure. And the only reason is to make them grow faster. I'm not trying to do anything here except create a decorative area. So I'm not 100% sure what I want and where, but I'm kind of more or less guessing at it. It's like, okay, let's make a hole. In this case, you plant the tree first and then you fertilize it. These mahogany trees are an addition to the game that came with the 1.5 update. And that update was insane, the amount of stuff that you get. I couldn't believe it. It added new landmass, new characters, new quests, new stuff like trees, lots of other new stuff. I was blown away when I found out it completely changed my game. And it was applicable to my current game too. So that's how I was able to find out, wow, I'm 86% complete. I had no idea. I had no idea how much content I had or had not completed. So it was a shocker to me how much it added to the game, the 1.5 version. And as far as I know, it's on most formats. I know PC. I know you can play it on mobile. I don't know about any of the consoles or anything like that because I don't play the consoles, so I don't pay attention. But you can check it out. I go to the main page for Stardew Valley. There's a link down below, and you can check that out. I was just shocked at the update, and I was so grateful for it. And by the way, I did find out that you can, if you have an existing game on PC, you can transfer it to a mobile. At least you can iPads. And I tried it, and it worked. So if I want, I can sit in the evening time and play Stardew Valley on my iPad. But, I've always been able to do that. But I had an 11-year game that I could play. It was like, oh wow, this is so cool. By the way, it was getting really late. If you go to bed after 1 a.m., you don't get all your energy back the next day. And let's check this out, people. Look at this. Cranberry one, 2,200. Cheese, 6,000. Look at that cheese. That was 11. That's regular milk cheese. That you're not going to believe the difference between that and goat milk. That's why I'm so big on the goats. I'll keep my cow. I love Clara. But it's a shocker. Looks like it's raining again today because the kitty's still inside. That's how aside from hearing it when you wake up, you can hear it's raining, which I love that sound. But when the kitty's inside, I know for sure. Since it had stormed the previous day, I figured there was batteries here. You want to make sure if you've got these lightning rods, go pick up those batteries right away, because now I could get 6 more if I cleared them. If I didn't clear them, I couldn't. So we need to continue to propagate our iridium orb bars, and now we've got some batteries to work with. So I'm like, okay, let's get organized here. And got the seeds. I still want to work on the area down below and see where I'm at on it. I think I got all of the trees planted that I wanted to plant, but it kind of ran out of time. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to get to bed. And today we're going to go ahead and get our chores going for the morning. And as you can see, it's pouring down rain. Now look at the grass that I had planted over there. It's kind of growing in on the left side, so that's cool. And what's really funny is with my finger, I was looking at that and pointing with my finger as if you could see. I think that's crazy that people do that, but I know they do. I use my hands when I talk on the phone all the time, which makes no sense because nobody can actually hear me. Oh my gosh. The things that we do. So anyway, we have gathered our milks and we are putting our milk in our cheese press and getting the regular and the goat. And let's go check our coop. Hello everybody. What did you leave for me today? Looks like quite a few goodies actually. And oh, hello guys, how are you? This is a deluxe coop and it is completely full of animals. And still debating at some point of switching out one of those chickens for another dinosaur. Not sure. Right now we're kind of just barely staying up with the eggs, so I don't know. We'll see. I usually don't have more than 3 mayonnaise machines, and so right now we're staying up with that. Let's see what we got today. We got some ancient fruits. Look at that. So I debated on whether or not to go ahead and harvest what was ready, or if I was going to leave it and wait till everything was ready to be harvested. And at some point that I will do that and just let it sit. And oh, look at that. That's star fruits growing on the right over there. And that's exciting because we don't need to save them for the Junimo huts. We can do something else with them. So I grabbed the apples off my apple tree and they go in this little chest here. That's all the fruits from the bat cave and that, those kinds of fruits. So that's cool. We're going to keep those, and when we get enough, we bring them over and put some in here so that we can make some wines with them. So yes on that. Yeah, let's see. Again, our chores a little more extensive now. Now we go down to the cellar. That's the one thing that we've also added to see how we're doing. That bottom row, the bottom row finally got finished. So now I can put one of anything in that bottom row. So I was very excited to see that. And it's like, okay. And I also had counted, that's why I was standing there. I was counting them. I think it's 11. So I want to put 11 of something. So I decided to do all wines on this bottom row down here. And hopefully we will get that all. There we go. And you can see that it has no stars. And I believe it takes 54 game days for them to become iridium quality. And you wouldn't want to take them out before then, because if you wait, then they're worth more. So I was so excited when I saw that. It's like, yes. And this row here, I haven't decided. I just went ahead and grabbed that cheese and thought, let's go ahead and get that. So right now we've got 3 rows. The top row right now is cheese. The bottom row right now is wine. And I haven't decided on the middle row yet what to do with it. So I like to do all of one thing. So I don't know I don't think we have enough of the cheeses to do that. So we grabbed our bait from the bait bin. And I love it that I remembered to build a bait bin. And it's like, oh my gosh. I had totally forgot about it. I don't know when we got the recipe. But what it does is it creates bait. So we don't have to go into the mine to the bug layers and get the bugs, we can just have it growing right on the farm. And so I was very excited to see it was lightning. Sometimes you just get rain, but other times you get lightning with it. You get lightning is a good thing. We get the batteries. Look at that. We now have 7 rainbow trout, and they left us another row. Isn't that nice that they left us some row? So we're looking around here and looking at how things are. Oh, look at that cauliflower. Is that ridiculously beautiful or what? Yeah, it is. I'm sorry I go nuts over it. Like I said, I'd been trying to get one of those for literally real life years, and it never happened. So, and when it did, I've gone bonkers over it, and I'm going to drive you guys crazy every time I walk by it. Because I had seen a cauliflower and a melon on a screenshot, and I thought, man, that looks so cool. And then when I had tried it for 1,000 years and it didn't work, it's like, ugh. So what I'm doing with these torches is basically putting down placeholders of where I'm going to put torches or put other lighting sources when we get them. Ooh, a 7 iridium ores. So cool. And we can make another bar if we so choose. Fantastic. Eventually we'll be able to make other lighting sources, and so we'll have lighting around the farm, but for now I'm using the torches just because I have them. And so they're free, and I didn't have to craft them, and they're right there, and it gives me a little bit of light. So I like lighting things up just because I think it looks cool, and you have to play at night sometimes, you know. So, you know, even if I go to bed at 10 o'clock, it's going to be dark out. So anyway, I thought we might just run into town, check with Clint. I mean, look at all these geodes. You never know when you're going to get something cool with these plain old geodes. So might as well. We got plenty of money. Let's run around the counter and say hi to Clint. Tools are holding up pretty good, but we really need to come see you at some point and upgrade. So let's start popping these geodes. It costs 25 gold per. Right there is 20 copper ore that we don't have to get elsewhere. And most of these I think we're already going to have, but you never know when you're going to come across minerals that you don't already have, that you've already turned into the museum. So, you know, I was kind of looking at each one going, I think we've seen that one. I'm pretty sure we've seen that one before. And, I mean, that's out of a plain old, tiny little, the original beginning baby geode. Iron ore, copper ore, that's pretty cool. So again, those things are even 1 piece of stone. Okay, come on, that would have been nice to have more, but it is a piece of stone. So we're getting ore and stone. That's cool. I'm pretty sure we've got this one already. And yes, so all of them we already had, and that's fine. I didn't mind spending the money to pop them, so that's okay. We got so many things to do, but we're not in a rush, remember? We are doing just fine the way we are on this beautiful rainy day, 7th day of summer. Let's see, no help wanted post today. What? Checking the calendar, and it looks like Gus's birthday is tomorrow. So it'd be a really good idea if we could remember that Gus's birthday was tomorrow. I want to stop in and say hello to Caroline. I didn't have anything to give her, but I want to start talking to her every day. I want to try to start remembering to bring gifts a couple times a week so that she has, so they get that relationship up. Because something really cool happens with her. There's something cool that happens with pretty much all these characters. And they send you gifts, and they give you recipes and all kinds of interesting things. And so eventually everybody will be our friend. It's just going to take a little while. And that's okay. No big deal. But Caroline, there was something that happened with Caroline that I had forgotten about. I thought, oh yeah, so we need to make friends with her. We probably should have done that early on, but that's okay. This is the mineral chest, and I think, unless I'm mistaken, it will hold all of the minerals. 1 of each of all the minerals, I'm pretty sure. Eventually, and I hadn't really checked that, I want to try to keep 5 of each, but there's some that I want to keep more of. Jade is one of those, for instance, that I want to keep more of. So let's run over here real quick. And I love it that the melons are growing. Look at the melons. Little baby melons. I don't know if you've ever grown a garden before yourself, but it's pretty cool when the crops start growing and they go from little tiny plants and then you start seeing the buds. It's so cool. I get so excited. We're going to make another iridium sprinkler here real quick. Now that we've got our batteries. It's like, yes, batteries. Took us a while to start getting them. I probably ought to do some more bars. Oh yeah. I did want to replace this plain sprinkler with an iridium one here. No particular reason. I do not plan on ever getting rid of that cauliflower, but I don't know if it has to continually be watered, and I did not want to take a chance that I was wrong about that. So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and at least get a little bit of water on it. And just kind of looking around, cleaning up, and looking at my little trees that I planted there, and not sure what else. Once they grow big, it's easier to see what, if you want to plant more or whatever, and I'm not sure yet. It's hard to tell when they're baby plants like this. So we're going to keep working on it. We do need to do some more farm cleanup. I can tell there's trees that are in the way that we don't want in the way. So there's always something to do. There's always something to do. And, I can see we've definitely got places down below where I can't wait till these melons are harvested so that we could replant that area, because I know that I missed planting some, but at the same time I'm pretty sure that something happened, because there's scarecrows in an area there. What I'm doing is kind of finding various places. We've got so many torches that we're getting from our recycling machine. I wanted to put them in certain places where it was pretty dark, and it kind of helps that it's dark and cloudy and rainy so I can see the areas. But there we go. We got 4 more left, so we're going to keep getting them as we keep putting. I forget what it is that's making the torches, but whatever that piece of trash is what we're putting in there. So we'll just keep using the torches until we actually get the recipe for other lighting sources. And as a side note on that, your recipes come of various ways. You can get them in the mail from people. When you befriend them, they start sending them to you. And I'm trying to think if there's other ways to get recipes. And to be honest with you, I can't remember. I don't think so. But don't hold me to that. We'll find out. But I do know that you can get them by making friends with people. And we have lots of people to continue to befriend. And we're going to work on that. We're going to work on planting a few more trees with my wonderful tree fertilizer that I love so much. And trees are just amazing. I love trees. And so we're going to go plant some more. And I was looking at my 11-year farm going, okay, what trees did I have and where did I want more? So trying to figure that out and get just the right spot. I think I had kind of ran out of time on these 2 here, and all the trees lose their leaves in the wintertime except for the pine trees. So and you can see, I was hoping you could see it except for the pine trees that keep their leaves, obviously. What I wish you could see it, it's really hard to see, is when you put the fertilizer on a seed, it turns it red, the tree fertilizer. So that's how you can see that it's fertilized and it's going to grow faster. And I don't know what the normal growth period is. I wanted to say it was 28 days, but I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. Look at that. Now watch. Boom. It turned it red. So you can barely see it. Unfortunately, it's a cloudy day. It was hard to see. But if you look closely, it did turn it red. So anyway, we've planted more trees. So how awesome is that? I think it's good to plant trees. And looking up here and seeing how many of my lightning rods are pulsating. And so there's a few. So we're going to get some more batteries tomorrow. So that is awesome. And I don't know how it decides when it's going to rain. I just love when it does. So it's just like, it makes me relaxed. And I don't know if I've mentioned this episode or not. That is called Pluviophile, a person who loves rainy days. Unlike a lot of people, most people, they get kind of down on rainy days. I get happy and peaceful on rainy days. So when I'm recording my videos in the summertime and there's a storm, you'll hear the storm in the background because I've got my doors open so I can hear it. That's just me being weird. Oh, look at that. Our hay's doing really well. We certainly have enough right now for the animals for the winter, but we don't know how many animals we're going to end up with total at the end of this season, or at the end of this, in the fall, actually, is when it matters. Because in the wintertime, the animals stay inside. Whether or not you close the door, they stay inside. And therefore, they are auto-fed from the silo. What it does, it pulls from the silo and puts the hay on the bench that's at the back of the coop in the barn. And that's the called an auto feeder. So that's one reason why I was really happy that I finally was able to upgrade to that so that I didn't have to make sure there was hay on that bench. So they're being auto-fed. I thought I'd come down here and fill up the water can. It wasn't empty, but I hate it when I'm in a rush and it's empty and I need to go fill it. And so I ran down to the little pond to fill it down there. We're getting kind of close to the end of the day here, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can do. Wanted to say hi to Harvey. Oh, look, the baby in the bed. Isn't that cute? Sound of rain gives my mind something to focus on. Oh, isn't that sweet? That's my theory. Oh, that's interesting. Harvey has a theory for the reason why rain is so soothing. So I don't know if there is a an actual official thing on that. Not sure. Also, I was looking at the decoration. I thought that things are looking pretty good here. Well, this is going to be the end of our episode. And the secret word that I wanted to give you for making comments down below is tree or trees. So make a comment down below in the comment section. Use the word trees in a sentence. So don't just put like secret word tree or trees. Put a sentence. I'll let you be creative. So that's going to be a secret word for this episode. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Give my video a like, if you will. All of that makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. And the most important thing is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.